Scientists, put up your left hand. Wave it. Scientists, wave it. Scientists, stop. Left hand down. Scientists, left hand down. Right hand up. Scientists, right hand up. Both hands up. Both hands up. Scientists, both hands up. Wave it around. Scientists, wave it. Scientists, stop. Wave it around. Wave it around. Scientists, wave it. Scientists, stop. Hands down. Hands down. Scientists, hands down. Faster. Scientists, head. Scientists, hips. Scientists, head. Scientists, hips. Hands up. Scientists, hands up. Hands down. Scientists, hands down. Scientists, deep knee bend. Stand up straight. Scientists, stand up straight. Hands up. Scientists, hands up. Scientists, hands down. Scientists, knees. Scientists, opposite knees. Scientists, knees. Scientists, opposite knees. Scientists, knees. Scientists, stand up straight. Hands up. Scientists, hands up. Hands down. Scientists, hands down. Ready? Scientists, head. Scientists, hips. Hands up. You're up. Scientists, face each other. Scientists, take a tiny step closer. Just tiny. Scientists, shake hands. Scientists, wish each other good luck. Scientists, hands down. Face me, please. Face me. Face me. Face me. Nice. Scientists, face me. That was close. That was a close one. Scientists, put up your right hand. Scientists, put it down. Left hand up. Left hand up. Congratulations, my friend.